Missouri's Secretary of State is weighing in on the Colorado Supreme Court's ruling, which disqualifies former President Trump from appearing on the primary ballot in that state. Missouri Capitol Bureau Chief Joe McLean has more on Secretary of State Jay Ashcroft's comments.
The 14th Amendment of the Constitution doesn't allow an insurrectionist to serve in public office. When I asked Secretary of State Jay Ashcroft in September whether or not this disqualifies Trump from being on the ballot, he said that would need to be a judicial determination. Then today, he said Colorado's judicial determination doesn't count.
Why do I care what a Colorado Supreme Court has done? Normally, I don't. I care about Missouri. I serve the people of Missouri.
Republican Secretary of State Jay Ashcroft, who's running for governor, said the Colorado Supreme Court was wrong in its decision that the Constitution's insurrection clause applies to Donald Trump.
My concern is that such a pronouncement in Colorado causes confusion regarding the presidential nominating process and the general election that we will have next year.
But in September, I asked Ashcroft what it would take for Trump to be disqualified for his actions on January 6th, 2021. He said it would need to be a court ruling and that a Secretary of State doesn't decide who qualifies to serve in office.
With regard to the 14th Amendment, no, that is not my responsibility.
On Wednesday, Ashcroft didn't specifically push back against January 6th being considered an insurrection or push back on the ruling that Trump himself engaged in it.
We shouldn't even be talking about anything else. If it doesn't apply to him, you're not allowed to opine on anything else.
Ashcroft also would not say whether his opinion of Colorado's ruling would change if it's upheld by the U.S. Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court's not going to uphold it.
If they do, though,
the Supreme Court's not going to uphold it because they would have to go against the plain language of the United States Constitution.
Some Missouri Democrats said Ashcroft's statements are only meant to score political points with Trump's base of supporters.
They're afraid to stand up to him because they don't want to lose those votes. And I think the idea is, well, if I support him and he loses, then I still can get his supporters. But if they come out now and say, well, I'm against this, then those supporters are going to go somewhere else. And they're afraid of that. But the problem is we're getting into a very dark and dangerous place.
Missouri's primary elections are on August 6th. In Jefferson City, Joe McLean, WGEM News.